Have you ever noticed that once you pass the age of 50, your ankles didn't feel quite as steady as they used to? Maybe it happened when you stepped off a curb and felt an unexpected wobble, or when you tried walking across grass and caught yourself stumbling slightly. For some people, it shows up as a dull ache at the end of a long day. For others, it's the uneasy feeling of instability when climbing stairs or carrying something heavy. These small moments are easy to brush off as just aging, but together they point to something important: ankle weakness. This matters more than many people realize. Your ankles are the foundation of almost everything you do. They don't just hold your body up, they balance you, absorb impact, and allow you to move smoothly from one step to the next. When ankles are strong and stable, you feel confident in your stride. But when they weaken, the consequences ripple upward. Knees, hips, and even your back are forced to compensate, often leading to stiffness and pain in places you wouldn't expect. Perhaps most importantly, weak ankles increase your risk of falling, and falls are one of the biggest health threats for older adults. A single fall can mean weeks of recovery, a loss of independence, and a loss of confidence in daily life. So why do ankles weaken after 50? Part of the answer is simply biology. Muscles, tendons, and ligaments all change with age. Muscles naturally shrink in a process called sarcopenia, which makes them weaker if they aren't regularly challenged. Tendons and ligaments lose elasticity, making them less springy and more prone to injury. The calf muscles, in particular, play a crucial role in supporting your ankles. When these muscles lose tone, the ankle joint has less support and becomes more vulnerable to rolling or buckling. Even the nerves that send signals to your ankles and feet can slow down with age, making it harder for your body to respond quickly when you step on uneven ground. Activity level plays a huge role too. Many people are less physically active in midlife and beyond, and that decrease in movement directly affects ankle strength. The body is very efficient. It adapts to whatever you do most often. If you sit more than you walk, your ankles adapt to sitting. If you only walk on flat, predictable surfaces, your ankles lose the ability to stabilize on uneven ground. Years of wearing unsupportive shoes, standing for long periods on hard surfaces, or recovering from an old ankle sprain that never fully healed can also add to the problem. Balance is another piece of the puzzle. Balance isn't just about coordination. It's a complex system involving your eyes, inner ear, brain, and muscles. The ankles play a starring role because they're the first responders when your body sways or shifts. Imagine walking on gravel. With strong ankles, your body adjusts instantly, keeping you steady without a thought. With weak ankles, those tiny corrections don't happen fast enough, and suddenly you feel like you might topple over. That split-second difference is what separates confidence from fear and safety from risk. For many people over 50, ankle weakness sneaks up quietly. At first, it shows up as a little stiffness in the morning or a small stumble that you laugh off. But over time, these moments add up. The body senses instability, and the mind begins to anticipate it. You may catch yourself gripping a handrail more tightly, avoiding uneven paths, or walking slower than before. Sometimes it isn't the physical weakness that limits you, but the fear that weakness creates. And that fear can lead to doing less, which makes the ankles even weaker, a frustrating cycle that robs you of independence little by little. Here's the encouraging part. Ankles are highly trainable, even later in life. Just as lifting weights strengthens your arms, targeted movements can rebuild strength and stability in your ankles. The body responds to use, no matter your age. Muscles grow, ligaments adapt, circulation improves, and balance sharpens with practice. You are not powerless in the face of ankle weakness. In fact, with a few minutes a day of the right exercises, you can dramatically improve your stability, reduce your risk of falls, and restore the confidence that makes movement enjoyable again. Imagine what that might look like in your daily life. Instead of gripping the railing when you climb stairs, you step up with ease. Instead of hesitating on a cobblestone street or grassy yard, you walk steadily and enjoy the moment. Instead of cutting short your walk because your ankles feel tired, you go the full distance with energy to spare. These changes don't just protect your body, they give you back independence, freedom, and peace of mind. The science supports this, too. Research shows that older adults who practice simple balance and ankle-strengthening exercises experience fewer falls, less pain, and better mobility. Some studies have found that ankle exercises alone can reduce fall risk by up to 30%. That's not just stronger ankles, it's a stronger life. We're going to look at 3 simple but powerful exercises that anyone over 50 can begin practicing right at home. No special equipment is needed, just a few minutes each day and a willingness to invest in your health. Each exercise builds on the last, first strengthening the muscles, then training balance, then combining both into everyday movement. By the end, you'll have a toolkit to make your ankles not only stronger but smarter and more responsive. The first exercise is the calf raise. At first glance, it might look almost too simple to matter. You've probably done it before without even thinking about it, rising up on your toes to reach something on a high shelf, or standing on tiptoe to look over a crowd. But when performed with intention, control, and consistency, calf raises become one of the most powerful exercises you can do to strengthen your ankles and lower legs. Here's how to do it. Stand tall with your feet about hip-width apart. Keep your posture upright, chest open, and core gently engaged. Slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. Pause for 1 or 2 seconds at the top, feeling the muscles in your calves contract. Then, lower your heels back to the floor just as slowly, with control. That's 1 repetition. Aim to move smoothly, almost as if you're lifting and lowering in slow motion. No bouncing, no rushing, the control is what makes it effective. If you're new to this exercise, begin by holding on to the back of a sturdy chair, a countertop, or a wall for balance. As you gain confidence and strength, you can gradually reduce how much you rely on support. In the beginning, try 10 to 12 repetitions, rest for a short moment, and repeat for 2 or 3 sets. If you feel steady and want to challenge yourself further, progress to single-leg calf raises. This variation requires you to lift 1 foot off the ground and perform the movement with just 1 leg, which dramatically increases the work done by the supporting ankle and calf. Another option is to perform calf raises on the edge of a step, lowering your heels slightly below the level of the step for a greater stretch and fuller range of motion. So why is this exercise so powerful? Calf raises primarily target 2 key muscles, the gastrocnemius, which gives your calf its shape, and the soleus, a deeper muscle that supports endurance. Together, these muscles connect to the Achilles tendon, one of the strongest tendons in the body. When these muscles are strong, they provide stability and cushioning for every step you take. They act like springs and shock absorbers, reducing strain on your ankles, knees, and hips. Weak calves, on the other hand, leave your ankles exposed, making them more likely to twist, roll, or buckle under pressure. But the benefits don't stop at strength. Calf raises also play a vital role in circulation. The calf muscles are sometimes called the second heart because they help pump blood back up toward the heart from the lower legs. Every time they contract, they squeeze the veins in your legs, improving blood flow and reducing swelling. For older adults who may already struggle with poor circulation or ankle swelling, this extra boost is invaluable. Strong, active calf muscles mean healthier ankles and feet, reduced stiffness, and improved energy when walking. Imagine Robert, a 64-year-old who used to enjoy jogging but now mostly walks for exercise. Lately, he's noticed that long walks leave his ankles sore, and stepping off curbs feels unsteady. Instead of giving up on activity, Robert decided to add calf raises to his daily routine. At first, he struggled to do even 8 repetitions without holding onto a chair, but he committed to just a few minutes every morning. Over the next several weeks, he progressed to 15 repetitions per set, and soon he could perform single-leg calf raises with ease. The change was remarkable. His ankles felt stronger, his stride smoother, and his confidence higher. Robert even began enjoying light hikes again, something he hadn't dared to try in years. Stories like Robert's highlight the emotional side of this exercise. Calf raises are more than just a physical workout. They are a confidence builder. Weak ankles often bring a quiet, nagging fear of falling or losing balance. That fear can chip away at independence, leading people to avoid activities they once loved. Each time you rise up onto your toes and hold steady, you're proving to yourself that your body can still adapt, still strengthen, still support you. That reassurance grows with every rep, and it begins to show up in the way you walk, the way you climb stairs, and the way you move through life. Consistency is the real secret here. Doing calf raises once or twice won't make a big difference, but weaving them into your daily life can transform your ankles over time. Think of it like brushing your teeth, something small that you do regularly for long-term health. Try doing a set while waiting for your coffee to brew, or during a TV commercial break, or as part of your bedtime routine. These little pockets of practice add up. Within a few weeks, you'll likely notice less stiffness, better balance, and more endurance in your daily activities. If you want to take it a step further, calf raises can also be combined with mindful breathing. As you rise onto your toes, inhale deeply. As you lower back down, exhale slowly. This not only strengthens your muscles, but also connects your mind and body, making the exercise feel more like a calming ritual than a chore. The beauty of calf raises is that they meet you where you are. Whether you're an active senior who wants to keep hiking or someone just beginning to think about fitness again, this exercise can be adapted to your level. Start gently, progress gradually, and trust the process. Your ankles will respond, your confidence will grow, and your independence will be reinforced. Now that we've laid a foundation of strength, it's time to add the next layer, balance. Strength gives you power, but balance gives you control. Without balance, even strong muscles can't protect you from stumbling. That's why the next exercise, the single leg stand, is such an essential piece of the puzzle for anyone over 50 looking to regain ankle stability and confidence. Stand tall with your feet shoulder-width apart. Slowly shift your weight onto one foot, lifting the other foot a few inches off the ground. Your standing leg should remain slightly bent, never locked. Hold this position as long as you comfortably can. At first, you may only last 10 or 15 seconds before wobbling, and that's completely normal. Switch legs and repeat, aiming for 2 or 3 rounds on each side. Always perform this exercise near a sturdy chair, countertop, or wall so you have something to grab if you feel unsteady. When you first try this, don't be discouraged if you wobble. In fact, the wobbling is the magic at work. Every shake and micro adjustment is your body activating the small muscles in your ankles, feet, and legs. These tiny corrections are what keep you steady in real life when you walk on uneven ground, step off a curb, or catch yourself after a stumble. With regular practice, those corrections become faster and more automatic, retraining your body to stay balanced without conscious effort. The real science behind this exercise is something called proprioception. Proprioception is your body's ability to sense where it is in space. It's what allows you to walk in the dark without looking at your feet, or to catch your balance when you step on an uneven surface. As we age, proprioception naturally becomes less sharp. That's why older adults often react more slowly when they lose balance. The single leg stand directly trains this system, sharpening your body's reflexes and improving coordination between your brain, nervous system, and muscles. This exercise also works more than just your ankles. It engages your core, hips, and stabilizing muscles throughout your legs. Balance is a whole body skill, and by practicing it, you improve posture, mobility, and overall stability. That's why studies show that balance training doesn't just reduce fall risk. It improves overall quality of life. Seniors who practice balance exercises regularly report feeling more confident, moving more freely, and enjoying greater independence. To see how this plays out, let's meet David, a 68-year-old retiree who enjoys walking his dog in the evenings. Over time, David began noticing that uneven sidewalks and grassy areas mid him nervous. He held the leash tightly, worried that even a small pull from his dog might cause him to stumble. After adding single-leg balance exercises to his routine, starting with just 10 seconds at a time, David gradually built up to holding steady for 45 seconds on each leg. Within weeks, he noticed that his wobbles had decreased, his stride was smoother, and his confidence had returned. Those evening walks, once stressful, became joyful again. As you improve, you can make the single leg stand more challenging. One option is to close your eyes while balancing. Without visual input, your ankles and inner ear, part of the vestibular system, have to work harder to keep you upright, which deepens the training effect. Another variation is to stand on a folded towel or cushion, which mimics the challenge of walking on soft or uneven ground. You can also try gently turning your head side to side or moving your arms while holding the position to make the exercise more dynamic. What makes this exercise especially powerful is the emotional transformation it creates. Ankle weakness often plants seeds of fear of falling, fear of stairs, fear of losing independence. That fear can limit your life more than the weakness itself. Practicing balance exercises like the single leg stand is a way of reclaiming that independence. Each time you hold steady, even if it's just for a few seconds, you're proving to yourself that your body is capable of adapting. Those small victories build confidence, and that confidence spills over into every step you take. Consistency is the key. You don't need to spend hours practicing. Just a couple of minutes each day can make a meaningful difference. Try adding the single leg stand into your morning routine, or do it while brushing your teeth, waiting for the kettle to boil, or during a TV commercial break. These small moments add up, turning balance training into a natural part of your daily life. Think about how valuable this skill is in real-world situations. Climbing stairs, stepping off buses, carrying groceries, walking across grass, or playing with grandchildren. All of these moments require quick ankle responses to keep you steady. By practicing the single leg stand, you're essentially rehearsing for those everyday situations, making sure your body is ready to handle them with confidence. When paired with calf raises, the single leg stand creates a powerful foundation for stability. One builds raw strength, while the other fine-tunes control and coordination. Together, they form a safety net that helps you move through life with confidence. But there's still one more step to complete the picture: practicing stability in motion. After all, life isn't about standing still. It's about walking, climbing, and moving forward. That's why the next exercise, the heel-to-toe walk, ties everything together. The heel-to-toe walk, also known as the tandem walk, is the final piece of the puzzle. This simple, focused exercise combines strength, balance, and coordination into one powerful routine that prepares you for the everyday act of walking with confidence. Here's how to do it. Find a flat, open space, such as a hallway or living room floor. Stand tall with your shoulders relaxed and your gaze forward. Place the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of your other foot, as if you were walking along an invisible tightrope. Then step forward, placing your next heel directly in front of your opposite toes. Continue for 10 to 20 slow, deliberate steps. Move steadily, keeping your arms relaxed at your sides or extended slightly outward for balance. If you feel unsteady, practice next to a wall, railing, or sturdy countertop so you can reach out if needed. At first, you may find this surprisingly difficult. You might sway or wobble, and that's perfectly normal. The narrow stance forces your ankles, hips, and core to work together in ways they don't usually have to when walking normally. Each step trains the stabilizing muscles in your ankles to react quickly, while your brain and nervous system practice the coordination needed to keep you upright. With practice, those wobbles turn into steadiness, and what once felt shaky becomes smooth and controlled. Why is this exercise so effective? Because it retrains your gait mechanics. As we age, many people unconsciously widen their stance when walking in an attempt to feel more stable. While this feels safer in the moment, it actually throws off balance and can increase the risk of tripping, Heel-to-toe walking brings your steps back into alignment, encouraging your body to walk in a natural, efficient, and stable pattern. It also reinforces posture, core strength, and ankle mobility, all of which contribute to safer, more confident movement. Another benefit of this exercise is its impact on the brain. Heel-to-toe walking requires focus, coordination, and precision, which stimulate the brain's balance and motor control centers. It's not just a workout for your muscles, it's training for your nervous system. Studies show that seniors who practice tandem walking regularly improve both balance and cognitive sharpness, reducing their risk of falls and increasing their overall vitality. Let's make this real with an example. Sarah, a 71-year-old grandmother, loved taking her grandchildren to the playground. She cherished these outings, but she often dreaded the cracked sidewalks and uneven paths along the way. Each trip filled her with anxiety that she might trip and fall. Then she began practicing heel-to-toe walking every evening in her hallway. At first, she could barely manage 5 steps without reaching for the wall, but she stuck with it, adding a few more steps each week. Within a month, Sarah could walk the length of her hallway smoothly, without wobbling. The next time she took her grandchildren to the playground, she noticed a huge difference. Her stride was steady, her fear had lessened, and she was able to enjoy the walk instead of worrying about every step. That small daily exercise had transformed her confidence in the real world. The emotional impact of this exercise is powerful. Weak ankles often bring a sense of limitation, an invisible boundary that makes people afraid to walk too far, take stairs, or venture onto uneven ground. Heel-to-toe walking, when combined with calf raises and single-leg stands, breaks down that boundary. Each deliberate step is a reminder that your body can still adapt, strengthen, and carry you safely forward. It's more than just exercise. It's a practice in regaining independence. And the best part is how simple and accessible it is. You don't need any equipment, a gym membership, or special training. You can practice in your hallway, your kitchen, your backyard, or even during a walk in the park. A few minutes a day is enough to reinforce stability and retrain your body to walk with confidence. When you look at the big picture, these 3 exercises work together like pieces of a puzzle. Calf raises provide the raw muscle strength to protect the ankles. Single leg stands sharpen your balance and reflexes, teaching your body to react quickly. Heel-to-toe walking ties those skills together into real-world motion, training your body to walk smoothly and confidently in daily life. Together, they address the root causes of ankle weakness, muscle loss, slower reflexes, and poor gait mechanics. Progress may feel gradual, but each step matters. At first, your ankles may feel shaky and your balance inconsistent, but with patience and consistency, you'll notice change. One day you'll realize that stairs no longer intimidate you, that uneven sidewalks don't make you hesitate, and that walking longer distances feels easier. These small victories build on one another until you find yourself moving through the world with greater confidence, security, and freedom. And perhaps most importantly, you'll rediscover independence. Strong, stable ankles mean more than just avoiding falls. They mean the freedom to enjoy life's simple pleasures without fear. Freedom to walk outdoors without hesitation. Freedom to carry groceries, play with grandchildren, garden, travel, or even dance if you want to. Freedom to live with dignity and confidence, knowing your body can still support you. If you've been noticing ankle weakness after 50, remind yourself of this truth. You are not powerless. Your body still has an incredible ability to adapt and strengthen at any age. By practicing calf raises, single-leg stands, and heel-to-toe walking, you're not just strengthening your ankles, you're protecting your independence and investing in your future. Your ankles have carried you faithfully through decades of work, family, milestones, and memories. They've supported you every step of the way. Now it's your turn to support them, with a few minutes of care each day that will ensure they continue carrying you for many years to come. So take that first step today. Begin with one exercise, even for just a few minutes, and let those small steps grow into lasting strength and confidence. The path to stability starts now, and it starts with you.